Alt-right the musical. Yeah, basically. It makes it even better. I've actually spoken to this guy before in DMs not too long ago. We'll touch on it. So have you guys been keeping up with CPAC that's been going on at the moment? You guys know about CPAC? The right-wing pony show on the road that they like to do every single year. This time is CPAC Texas, where they had a bunch of headliners, one of those being Donald Trump himself. Also, they got somebody else from overseas. Their reach is now across the globe. They brought on an actual dictator from Europe to speak, so that's very fun. We're going to be hearing from him a little bit. But normally what happens when we go over these types of conferences and everything that conservatives do, typically we just like look at the speeches and everything, see their like headlines and things along those lines. Not this time. Not because it's not necessarily important, but because it's a little boring. They go over the same things that they do every single time. But also, I think what's way more interesting is the zoo that these right-wing conferences are. I think of them as like a conservative zoo, okay? And when I say that, I'm being as serious as I possibly can, especially when you have this picture to go by. There's this. And I promise you, I'll be telling you a little bit about this as we go on and start talking about this. But I really want to see what's been going on behind the scenes of CPAC. Not exactly the main stage, the people talking, even though we're going to be looking at that. I feel like what's much more fun is going to be what's been going on behind the scenes. On the stage floor, where the normie conservatives are. Because let me tell you, boy, are they a treat. There's a little video by Rebel HQ. They did a little bit of, they were able to sneak into CPAC, and they basically did the equivalent of what that little kid did to Harambe when he fell into their enclosure. So TYT's Rebel HQ fell into the enclosure of this right-wing zoo, just this time. And I'm not going to say fortunately, nobody got shot. But let's just take a look at what happened.
Everything woke turns to shit. That Trump made that statement at one of his rallies in Alabama. So
everybody loves that one.
Oh, they love that one, yeah.
Ride the red wave, $30.
Ride the red wave.
That's a lot of money. $30 for this ugly ass shirt. $30 for this ugly ass shirt? Really? That's a lot of cash money. Remember, actually, the Democrats are favored to win full control of the Senate. Actually, they're up in Pennsylvania, they're up in Arizona, they're up in Ohio, and they're also up in North Carolina as of this video being recorded.
$30.
Ride the red wave means get on the conservative train and vote conservative.
Just waves, trains. They go together like peanut butter and jelly.
So in other words, have a wave in 2022?
Oh, have a wave in 2022 and beyond infinity.
So a wave that leaves a mark.
Yes, a mark of conservatism.
A mark that leaves a stain.
A red stain. Kind of, yes.
A red stain, so a very special time of the month.
Yes.
Red stains all over Congress.
Well, it's going to leave people are going to remember it for a long time, I believe.
It's going to be bloody.
I don't think it's going to be bloody, but it's going to...
People are going to remember it as a very special time of the month.
I think the women will be all right.
They're they're just memeing on them. Oh no, I told you this is a zoo. Come on. The only difference is you're not allowed to interact with the animals this closely.
All right. We see plenty of women around here. I think they're doing okay.
Do you think they like to ride the red wave?
I think they will.
It was probably 100% men that made that.
Riding a bloody wave.
I don't think it's bloody.
It's red.
Doesn't mean it's blood.
It could be Kool-Aid. Hey, where are my Negroes at? Hey, where are the black conservatives? Where are they? They can talk about that. Here, drink some.
If you look at it and you think riding the red wave, do you think any women were involved in designing that t-shirt?
Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Look at you. Oh,
Say what?
a gun purse.
Gun purse.
What the hell is that? A gun purse so people know for a fact that you carry. Whatever happened to concealed carry? What the hell is this? So what? So your gun can be more easily stolen and used against you? What the fuck is this? There's a cutout for the trigger? What? It's so tacky. It's disgusting. It looks horrible.
So what does that do?
Oh, it's just for show, for fashion. It's making a statement.
What's the statement?
The right to bear arms.
So you can put a gun in there.
No.
I buy this goddamn gun purse and I can't even gun my purse. I can't even purse my gun. What the heck? No gun in my gun purse? So it's literally just a purse. So it's just a really ugly, tacky purse. Good to know. No guns in purse. Even the purses at CPAC are a gun-free zone. What's happening? Whatever happened to freedom?
You cannot put a gun in there. A gun will not fit in there. Not even a cell phone will fit in there. Maybe a tube of lipstick.
So you put a tube of lipstick. What else goes in the gun purse? Can you put ammunition?
No.
That's so sad. That's so sad. What the fuck is the point of the gun purse then? What the hell's the point of the gun purse? Give me 1 second. Wait,
This conservative fragrance smell like?
Confidence, apparently.
It's strong.
Yes, strong with confidence.
That must smell horrible. What do you think? Over under on the Republican fragrance. It smells like pregnant 10-year-olds. Delicious. Conservatives be like, reminds me of home. Confidence, it smells like ass. Smells like cringe. Swamp ass from the swamp side. This isn't Texas. It's kind of hot there.
I thought a conservative fragrance would be a limited fragrance.
Limited. No, I think conservative fragrance will be a luxury fragrance. You know, high-end luxury.
Not for the working people.
There's working people fragrance. The one right in the middle, that's the working people.
Is that?
Wait, are they separated from the other ones? The conservative fragrance, high-end, luxury. Working people can't buy this shit. What the? Wait, there's a working people's fragrance aside from the conservative fragrance. They've even segregated those two. There's a fragrance hierarchy. Watch it just be reused Axe body spray, the chocolate one too. Ugh. I can smell it now. Ugh. I hate that.
Less expensive than the other one?
It's called Peace.
It says just the tweets. President Donald J. Trump's historical collection of tweets.
Yep, that's what it is. My wife, who is
Well, this is the cringiest shit. Can you imagine? I need something to read at night. Let me read Donald Trump's goofy ass tweets. Every single tweet they've made archived in a book, and they put it in a book, huh? They have volumes. Wait, there's multiple books. Wait, do you put them together? Do you put the spines together, and it's like a illustrated Donald Trump thick veiny cock? Like what is that? What's happening? This is bad comedy. Least boomer conservative, least cult indoctrinated conservative. Listen, dude, these guys gotta calm down. Cult of the Lamb still doesn't come out for a whole week. What the heck is happening? This is only day 2 of PAC Watch, just so you know. CPAC still has a couple more days to go on. There's been nothing more parasocial than I can imagine. Can we think about that for a moment? There is almost nothing I can think about that's more parasocial than buying multiple books of a politician's tweets. Do you read this at night to your kids as their go home book? As their good night book? And so the Lord said, sad. What a beautiful moment. What a beautiful moment.
It's Trisha. She's the one that came up with the idea, and I said, maybe we'll do paperbacks, and she said, no, they're going to erase him. I want these to last for generations, so I want them to go on people's bookshelves. That's why they're linen covers, they're hardback. Had to do the gold for Donald Trump.
What makes it historical?
because it's history unfolding one tweet at a time in the president's own words.
Do you think the president's own words were always very nice or thoughtful?
Oh, no.
Now, which of the...
What? Oh, were they? Do you think the president's words were thoughtful? No. He was like, are you joking? Thoughtful? Why write them down if they're not thoughtful? What's the point?
Wines did...
I can think of something more parasocial, moving to the basement of your favorite streamer. Oh, you think I need to do that? You think I need to pull the Nick Fuentes thing where I find a younger smooth femboy and I move them into my basement and have them do work for me? I have them give up their family, their girlfriend, their friends, their aspirations for college, and I have them live in my basement while I offer them to come upstairs and sit on the couch and watch Netflix shows with me. You don't even read the book. It's just for having. It's just they just like buying things while they're there. That's basically it.
Yeah.
I had the We the People Chardonnay, and it's actually very, very good.
What makes it We the People?
I don't know. They've got a great business, and I think I'm going to buy a bottle to support the We the People.
I have no
It was
clue.
American made.
That's awesome.
So is Robert Mondavi. What's your top seller for the museum stuff?
Well, for the museum stuff, we could come over and look at some of these items right here.
Wait a second. Pause. We the People .wine. As seen as BizPac, Wall Street Journal, Fox News, and AW. Wait a second. Take a look at this. Website by Rage Agency. So who's Rage Agency? Let's take a little look about this. Rage Agency. Brand strategies, build a better brand. All right, so they're a brand. They're a branding website. Okay, interesting. Oh, they only work for conservatives. I see. So here's the We the People wine. They also have Lush Med Spa, Built Trump Tough. There's also the We the People store. Jennifer A. Garrett, who apparently loves footballs, I guess. That's interesting. Oh, hey, endorsed by Wall Street Journal. Well, like when they do stuff like that, it's not like endorsed, it's as seen on. So that just means that what happened is they probably wrote their own opinion piece on Wall Street Journal, and then they were able to link back to it and say, well, look, we're on the Wall Street Journal. Rage Agency. Let's see. They're on Twitter. Rage Agency Twitter. Marketing advertising with flat fees. With fat fees. Without fat fees, diva attitudes, and the one-size-fits-all approach. They're in Illinois? They're based in Illinois? That's insane. Wait, so let's take a look. What's on We the People? Let's see. Actually, I want to be careful in case they're like, hey, we see you live. Hey, we're able to get your address. Look, it's your address. Send it. I'd rather not, because you know how websites do that sometimes? We'll just click on a website and the website goes, hey, nice address. You think we should send something there? Buy something. I'm like, leave me alone. Share with the class. Buy a bottle. So they're it's $29.99, but they're on a 25 off sale, which I think means that they're always the same price, but they say it's a sale to get you to buy. Weird ass shit. They have commercials?
My fellow Americans, it looks like some things have changed.
The wine of Nixon?
Are we doing a good enough job teaching our children what America is and what she represents?
You want an abortion? Get one!
Younger parents aren't sure that an...
Oh, I'm glad I took that off screen. They tried to show an image of a child twerking. Yep. All right. Anyway, I think that's about enough. I really don't think that I should give them my money now that I'm thinking about it. I'm not. Yeah. Okay. That's enough of that. CP wine. Apparently, there's a little kid dancing at like a pride event or something, and then they tried to do like a little kid twerk, but it didn't work out because they're like a little kid. And they just like downloaded it and then like put it in their ad for their wine, which is a very normal thing to do.
In this case, we have a ring filled with George Washington's hair that was given to Alexander Hamilton upon Washington's death in 1799. It was very common practice.
Why would anybody want that?
Because it was used by family members as kind of a memento, a relic, right? This is before pictures. This is before cameras.
We were able to get a scraping of Benjamin Franklin's smegma after he raped 3 slaves. You can even see that there's some blood in it still. It's truly a piece that we really cherish this. It's truly amazing. What am I looking at? We're able to get some skin flakes from Hancock. Incredible thing. Incredible thing. Would you like this armpit scab? Yeah, we have some toenails. We have some Andrew Jackson toenails. Mmm, delicious. Yeah, my precious. Yeah, they got the. Wait a second. Wait, the people at PAC Watch be like, my most valued possession. I love it. It's beautiful. I don't want that shit, man. You insane? What the heck? Look at his face.
Right, and so it was a very common practice up until the late 1800s to keep a lock of somebody's hair as a memento, as a relic of their memory. And so,
would you want a lock of Donald Trump's hair?
I don't know him that well, and probably not.
And you make the.
Oh, why not? What the heck? I don't know him that well, and probably not. What? You don't know George Washington? Hello, but you love a lock of his hair. What the heck's happening? Why don't, what, it's history. It's history, yeah, hair.
Trump hammocks, is it a very popular product?
Yes, it is. People like it.
And how much does it cost for a Donald J. Trump presidential hammock?
They run from $445.24 to $1,500.
$1,500 for a hammock? These people are rich. These people are insane. And you know what? It makes a lot of sense because, like, remember how conservatives try to say that, like, they're the party of the working people, but Trump supporters, I think, like, double or triple Biden voters, like, net income. $1,500 Trump hammock in this economy. Imagine complaining about inflation and then you go to CPAC and buy a $1,500 hammock.
$1,500 for a hammock.
Yes, because they are actually hand dye with natural materials.
A lot of Trump merch. A lot of people want Trump to run again.
Trump, yes, overwhelmingly they want Trump.
Now, what is it about Donald Trump that is? What is it that Donald Trump is doing?
This shit is mad cringe. Making sell. I love how this is all just like a. They have like a bunch of schemes. You know. It's like a rogues gallery of them trying to scam each other. Hentai? Wait, the hammock is made of hentai?
A lot of because they are actually hand dye.
They're hentai materials? That's wild. Oops. Oh, yeah. You go to CPAC and it's oops all scams. Yeah, wait a second. Now I need one. Wait, new donation goal? New donation goal? I'll take 2, please. Yeah, I think they mean hand dyed. I think that's what she said.
They are actually hand dye with natural materials.
I think she said hand dyed with natural materials. Or she said Hyundai with natural materials, which means it's sponsored by Hyundai, the car company. Hey Shark, I'm back. Yo, what's good?
Phone's great again.
Not hentai.
Well, that's just our slogan. But Donald Trump is supporting our conservative values and ideals. It's a marketing tool.
A lot of people like to get their pictures taken with the gold Donald Trump.
They do.
Tell me about the truckers. Does that say truckers for Trump?
Yeah, so these
truckers. The Freedom Convoy.
Did you know that the Freedom Convoy is still going on? Did you not know that? Even though most of Canada, like 99% of Canada's lockdown measures are like have been done for months now. Did you know the Freedom Convoy is still happening? They're still rolling around and they're still mad. There's way less of them, but they're still going on. It's insane. I mean, they're still trucking. Yeah, they're still trucking.
These T-shirts, 50% goes back to CPAC, and it supports the truckers.
And tell me about their cause. What are the truckers?
Wait, what do you mean 50% goes to CPAC? Wait, they take half the money? What is like 50% CPAC? Is like 40% you? 5% goes into a secret overshores fund, and then the other 5% goes to the truckers. How much goes to the truckers? They said 50% goes to CPAC and it supports the truckers. She didn't tell you how much of this money, how much of a percentage of your purchase goes to the truckers. She just said some. So it could be anywhere between like 0.1 to other 50%. Who knows? You think the organizers of the scam conventions didn't get a piece? Yeah, that's true. My bad. For the people.
Trying to do.
Well, I mean, it was a very peaceful rally in Ottawa, Canada.
It wasn't so peaceful in some of the other places, though.
No.
True. So true.
Taking the streets.
Absolutely. Take it to the streets and...
Isn't that what Black Lives Matter also did? Now, some of the merchandise. I wonder if you first will explain what does
cool.
Let's Go Brandon mean?
Fuck Joe Biden.
Come.
Come? I'm gonna come. Oh my gosh, this is going insane. Dark Brandon rising. Yeah, they have their work cut out for them. Dark Brandon is rising. I love also if you notice he put his thing in his shirt because he doesn't want to be recognized. He doesn't want his name to be out there because he doesn't want to be in connection with the scam convention.
Fuck Joe Biden.
How come?
Because, what was it, the race, right? Where we all started chanting fuck Joe Biden, and then they're like, well, you know what, they're saying, let's go Brandon.
But why say something like that to the president of the United States?
Because he's a sack of shit.
Damn. Oh my gosh, I didn't know Vosh I didn't know Vosh was, is this why Vosh's streams have been so inconsistent? Because he had to go to CPAC? That's crazy. Evil Voosh. Evil Voosh. He looks fancy. Yeah, he's a fancy little boy. He's a furry boy, too. I'm gonna come. Well, that was very fun. I really appreciate that. Also, Mike Lindell decided to take the stage at CPAC. I want to show you a little bit of his speech at CPAC. RSBN was there.
I'm going to show this. I'm going to do something a little different. I want to show you a little clip we made, and we made two of them. One of them is 3 minutes long, and it's going to tell you about an upcoming event I have that's going to change this country and the world forever. And it's August 20th and 21st, so if you can roll that first, please.
So he's going to promote something to make him money really quick. That's good.
Today, I address you not only as a citizen of the United States, but as an American, standing for all humanity. For the first time in the history of our nation, technology has been activated that attacks our Constitution with a capacity to destroy our future.
Technology, for the first time in America, technology has been activated.
Absolute proof of the biggest cyber attack in history.
We must remove voting machines and any electronic devices from all elections forever. Elections have consequences. These selections are transforming the spirit of our country.
If the election of 2020 didn't happen, we would never, ever, ever have gotten to this great place we're going to get to. Trust me on that, ever. This was all God's plan, and we are in the greatest revival for Jesus.
Yo, that's my favorite Drake song. He's all like, God's plan. He was all like, I feel good, sometimes I don't. Hey, yeah. I eat cheese, sometimes I won't. Hey, yo, hey. It was such a good song. He was like, I love my bed, but also my mom, and then he told a woman sorry because his heart did not have more love. Crazy song. Anyways,
live, the Moment of Truth Summit on frankspeech.com.
Well,
48-hour marathon. So what he wanted to do is he's doing a 48-hour like subathon that he wanted to have people know about. And that's the most important thing for him. Yeah, 2 full day subathons.
FrankSpeech.com.
Well, we are in the greatest revival for Jesus in history. And I want to tell you, I want to compare the 2020 election will go down as the most important election in history. And here's why. I'll tell you, when I did my first infomercial on October 7, 2011, I was living in my sister's basement, and I had like 10 employees, and I did this dream of an infomercial, and we launched it that day.
How old were you? He's 50? He's 60? When you were 40? Like what, like 43? Living in your sister's basement? Why are you bumming out at 40? What happened? What did he do? What's going on? Not that saying everybody who has to rely on somebody when they're older, like 40 or something, is bad. But I'm just wondering, like, what was he doing? I was living in my sister's basement with my 10 employees. Bro, if they're living with you in your sister's basement, they're no longer employees, they're boyfriends. That's how that works. Anyways.
And 40 days later, I had 500 employees. We were the #1 infomercial in the world.
Oh, so, so true. I went from living in my, I went from living in my sister's basement with 10 employees. But also, and 40 days later, I had 500. How do you get that many employees in 40 days? He's resonating with Christ waves. I love Christ waves. Read chat, Shark. What? You guys are just saying crack, drugs, crack. Yeah, he was there for 40 days and 40 nights. God's plan. God's plan. Well, on top of that, my question, guys, did it sound like there are many people who were in that audience, right? When it comes to the claps, when it came to everybody who was listening, did it sound like there was a lot of people there? So it didn't sound like that there were that many people there. And so I don't think there were that many people there at PAC Watch at all, because I was able to dig up a little bit of underground footage, okay, from yesterday's speech with Greg Abbott and a bunch of other people. Mind you, this is in Texas. This is Greg Abbott, their governor, who's speaking, right? Now, obviously, you know, there are ups and downs and everything, but Abbott's a pretty well-liked Republican politician. But Abbott was speaking, and let me just show you what it was like in the audience, okay? Because there's a little there was somebody who was walking around, and you're able to see a lot of the seats that was there. As you can see, this is the stage all the way up here, and this is where the line of people end. And so then it's just like these chairs, but there's more.
A lot of us who live outside the swamp, I think that would probably like to come to Texas. Fill them up with the folks coming here illegally over the border, and then we'll fill that bus back with freedom lovers that want to go to Texas. There you go. Free ride.
But, you know, as we address this border crisis, it's a humanitarian crisis, and as well as it is a national security crisis. So when, we're looking at the fact that you have the drug cartels and then you have the human traffickers preying on these vulnerable families,
a bit empty, as you can see. He walks around a bit. But he also turns around to show to show the rest of. So here's everybody. Okay. Here's everybody who's here.
For how to do it. Donald Trump did 4 things.
And then you get to see the rest of the rest of everything, where the seats could have been, but are absolutely not. Like 7 rows. At least 24 people were there, it seems. Very nice. You love to see it. They're all just boomers. These are seats for just so you know, these are all seats that are left for people who were supposed to go to the CPAC, but who died of COVID before it happened. He walks up a little bit more. He can see there are a couple more rows besides these ones, but
we've deployed the National Guard as we gather here today. The National Guard is patrolling the border and securing the border, and they are to build our own border wall to secure our state.
But even a lot of these seats that are like really up close, even the really up close seats are like empty. They're empty.
I can just see that wall.
Like the premium seats.
Governor Kerry Lake in Arizona. Preparing parents doing intervening in the education of their children. They have no right to do that.
It's outrageous. So you mentioned one of the.
So yeah, they're a little empty. It's a little lonely at PAC Watch this year. It seems like people didn't care that much about what was happening at PAC Watch this time. I must say. That is dire. It's a bit of a dire situation, I must say. It's a little bit of a dire situation, but one of the most now I said earlier that I hadn't thought of, I can't think of something that's more culty than, you know, what we watch there with like the gun purse and all of the other stuff. I have something for you that is going to beat all of that. Okay? Remember how every time Republicans speak of January 6th, they don't really care about the people that they murdered while trying to overturn the election and run in there? What they care about, for the first time in their lives, is criminal justice reform, and they're really angry. And they think that like Trump supporters are sitting in like cages in DC without getting a trial or anything for years. Now, it is normal for people who have committed a violent crime to be kept in jail pre-trial, but this is the first time they've ever thought about that, because they don't care about other people who are suspected of committing crimes. Only these people who commit the crimes they care about do they ever give a shit about people rotting in jail. But this is somebody that I've spoken to, actually, who's sitting in this cage. I've actually spent some time in a little back and forth with this guy, okay? This is Brendan Straka. All right, this is Brendan Straka. Now, Brendan Straka was also at the Capitol riot, but we'll talk about that in a moment. I want to show you the little performance art that he did. When I told you that this is a zoo for conservatives, I wasn't lying. Let's take a look at what Brendan Straka did. His silent protest at CPAC. So what he sits there, so what he does, he just sits there, you know, nose out, toes out, with flip-flops in like a prison uniform and a Trump hat in this cage for hours. Hours. Okay? He does not say a single word. What he does is he sits there for hours, he cries, he sleeps on the bed, cries, he sits on the floor, cries, and then he goes to the board and he erases something and then writes thank you, Trump, and then writes a new phrase on the on like the chalkboard that he has behind him. And then he sits down and cries again. And so this is, if you're wondering what's going on with like these people, okay, they did not bring these headphones. This is actually an entire set piece, okay? So what this is you put on these headphones and you're actually listening to testimony from the January 6th hearing, and also testimony from, and also edited testimony from not only January 6th, but also testimony from the rioters at the Capitol who have had their day in court, and they listen to that and they cry. So what this is supposed to do is get you to cry and feel emotional about these Trump supporters who are being brutally abused as they spent their time trying to kill people at the Capitol. Remember the hang Mike Pence thing? So this is an entire like sit-in thing. All right. At the CPAC booth, you receive a silent disco headset that plays harrowing testimony from people arrested for participating in January 6th. Instead of dancing, you stand around and watch this and watch a guy cry. So that's what all of this is. All right. They have the silent disco headsets on, and they all listen to this guy. They all listen to testimony while watching Brendan Straka cry. So he does this for a while. He's crying too. He is crying. He's looking through them. He's so sad. This poor baby. Brandon, get out. Let my people go. Release him. Let him go, dude. This poor guy. That's so sad. All right. Conservatives finally being okay with men crying. Yeah, but only after they kill people that you don't like. All right. Little update as well. What you need to understand is that I stood here for half an hour yesterday, and this guy never broke character. He wept sitting on the bench. He wept sitting on the floor. He tallied the days in chalkboard for the set. All right. Where is everyone? He's, a new day sitting in jail. Another day sitting in jail. Him crying on the floor. Now I've actually spoken to Brendan. Okay, he actually wants me to come speak at a live event that he's planning to happen sometime in the fall. I may or may not go. We'll be seeing about that. I've been in contact. He DM'd me specifically, so he knows that I exist out of nowhere. I just got a random DM, and he DM'd me from his personal account that he wanted me to be a part of this. It may be interesting. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll do this. Maybe instead of doing a debate, I'll be on stage and I'll put a Trump hat on and I'll cry on the floor. Maybe something along those lines. Maybe that'll get the message across. All right. Whomst? Brendan Straka. Okay. So let me tell you a little bit about Brendan Straka. All right. Because this is an important meme that I think you need to. This is an important meme that I think you need to understand about Brendan. Wait, this is the meme that he was doing. Wait, here it is. Here's the meme that they were playing. All right, that he was re-envisioning. All right, he spent his days sitting in the DC jail, with a taped American flag, counting the days. Peter was here, Paul too. Help me, Jesus! He puts his Bible on the floor for some reason, even though your Bible's not supposed to be on the floor. Oh no, it's so sad. Release him. Let my people go. Let my people go, Brandon. Dark Brandon, release your dark evil spell over DC. Release them. Brandon. Free the cum. Let him out. This shit is so sad. I'm literally crying. I'm literally crying and pissing and shitting my pants. All right. So I want to show you something really interesting about Brandon. Okay. I told you that he was at the Capitol, which is true. It's still 100% true. But I want to show you a little bit about this. So he is. Let me put this in for you. All right. Yeah, now he knows why the cage bird sings. Listen, Brendan was at the Capitol, and Brendan was facing jail time as well. Okay? I want you to look at this. This walkaway founder, Brendan Straka, who did not serve any prison time in his January 6th case, thanks to his attorneys, attorneys described as in their sentencing memos as substantial cooperation with investigators. Okay, so you know what that means. That means that he saved himself from going to jail by ratting out other conservatives and giving information on who else was at the Capitol that the feds could not and or wanted to identify. So he saved himself. He snitched out as many other conservatives as he can who was at the Capitol to save himself from jail. Okay, and now he has the audacity to sit in the cage and mimic what he forced other conservatives to do by ratting them out to the feds and getting them put in jail. But he's doing it at CPAC in a fake jail to pretend that he cared about them. Grifter's gonna grift. It's incredible. It's an incredible meme. It truly, this is probably the funniest thing I've seen in my entire. Yes, he sold them all out, as many as he could. He was given information that the feds didn't even know that they wanted. He was just dumping all of it. He's like, please don't put me in jail. I beg of you, please. And so he ratted out as many people as possible to get a sentence from a criminal violation reduced to 0 jail time. You know, the federal You know the Fed cooperation you need to do to get 0 jail time when it comes to you working with investigators? A lot. Okay? A lot. And the thing is, this isn't even done for him yet. His case is still going on. You know why? Because he's taking from he took after one of his best friends, Alex Jones, and it seems like he may have perjured himself in court. Brendan Straka potentially incriminated himself in statements about plea deal, judge says. A federal judge on Wednesday asked Straka's attorney if the walkaway founder wanted to withdraw his plea and said she would gladly hold on evidentiary hearings. He's wearing a white. It's all falling apart. It's all falling apart. A federal judge said the right-wing activist could potentially face a charge of making false statements if he continued to publicly downplay or deny the elements of the plea agreement in his January 6th case. Straka's attorney,
S. Ailey,
and federal prosecutors appeared before U.S. District Judge Friedrich on Wednesday for a status hearing to discuss the release of last week's sentencing memo detailing aspects of his cooperation with the government investigation into the Capitol riot. Straka, who is traveling to support Arizona Republican gubernatorial candidate Kari Lake before she's scheduled to speak in appearance for Conservative Political Action Conference in Texas, which is CPAC, what we're talking about now. In a memo in which Friedrich, the judge, who had been said had been unsealed due to inadvertent human error following a request by the press coalition.
Come on, man.
Thank you, Biden. You know what? I'm feeling the same thing, Biden. Another attorney representing Straka at the time, Stuart Dornan, described the significant information he provided to investigators, including the names of 18 people Straka provided information about. 18 Trump-loving, freedom-imbibing Americans who he sent to jail to save his own ass, in which he may not even work out because he keeps lying about his plea deal outside of court. While some of what Straka provided was as simple as contact information for members of the Stop the Steal text thread, what the fuck? He gave information to their private chat? He gave away their private chat messages? His attorney also described evidence of potential criminal activity and at least one identification of a January 6th participant who was not previously known by the FBI.
We come together.
Yeah, they're all apart. They're completely apart.
I'm gonna come.
They're completely apart. It's so sad. Oh my goodness. Who could see this coming? It's a giga bro moment. It's a huge bro moment. The names on the list included high-profile organizers of Stop the Steal in January 6th, right-wing social media personalities with large followings. Straka was initially charged with 4 counts, including felony count of impeding law enforcement during civil disorder. In charging documents, prosecutors said Straka, who spoke at the Stop the Steal rally on January 5th, headed to the U.S. Capitol and received texts that the building had already been breached. Once there, videos show him encouraging other members of the mob to steal the officer's riot shield and discussing his desire to enter the building. Both elements of the statements he signed in September under penalty of perjury, saying it was actually him. He posted messages encouraging rioters to hold the line and comparing January 6th to 1776.
That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, so for every 4.5 people you snitch on, you get 1 felony dropped. That's the ratio. That's the ratio. This is Brendan, just so you know. Here he is. Recording me and besties committing a crime. Yeah, you know, casually me taking pictures of myself as I'm busy committing crimes. As it goes. I'm completely confused. For 4 to 6 weeks, everybody on the right was saying 1776, and that if Congress moves forward with it will mean a revolution. So Congress move forwards, patriots storm the Capitol. Everybody is virtue signaling their embarrassment that this happened. Straka wrote in one tweet. Ooh. Oof. Judge Friedrich, he faces exposure for making false statements to federal law enforcement officers, so I suggest you advise him to show the discretion that he did not show before January 6th. Holy shit, he's lying. He's lying to federal prosecutors. Imagine how dumb you have to be to lie to federal prosecutors. Holy shit. Providing information on individuals the government was investigating in separate cases. It's so good. It's so good. He wants me to believe he was there completely oblivious to what was going on around him, that he was just a peaceful protester, and that it's hard to believe based on his conduct and his statements, he said. I've been asked, why did you take a plea deal? Many who know me will feel certain I did do things. I didn't do things I was accused of. So he's just lying to say that he didn't do things that he was accused of. There's video of him telling people to attack a cop. So, me lying on Twitter about what I told the federal prosecutors. I signed the plea deal written by the government that he said. And he also said, completely contrary to who I am, what I would do in any given situation. So what he agreed to that he did to federal prosecutors, he's saying that he didn't actually do. It wasn't actually him. Friedrich, it makes me question every statement he made to me at the time of sentencing. Every single one. He's losing more credibility by the moment. What he needs to appreciate is he is potentially incriminating himself for a 1001 prosecution. This guy is going to get destroyed in court. This guy is going to get obliterated. This isn't good. Just so you know, this article was written 2 days ago. 2 days ago. And it is not looking good for him. Not at all. He wrote, there's nothing wrong with talking to the DOJ and telling them your friends are innocent. Wait, that's how he's trying to spin it to his supporters? Thinking it's to get them not to believe that he ratted out 18 people for no charges. All he said, dude, they're so innocent. Here's all the information proving that they were trying to attack the Capitol and kill people with me. But no, guys, I promise. All I said was that they're so innocent. So this is what's been going on with Brendan Straka, who was spending time pretending that he was in any way, shape, or form misled or poorly treated by the feds, even though that's not the case whatsoever. But that's not all we have to talk about when it comes to Brendan. Oh, no. That's not it. Let me tell you, Brendan has a long and curious history with life. He's always been a performer. And what's a good performer without a good musical set? So Brendan decided that he was going to be, telling people about who he is, what's been going on, and what he thinks about the world. And he decided to do a little stand-up little song for you. So I think we should listen to it. We should be seeing what's going on, right?
When I was little, I thought I would be a famous actor on primetime TV. But now I'm 39, and as you can see, I'm not. Oh well, it sucks to be me. It sucks to be me.
Good Lord, I'm going to sewer slide. Or as Brendan calls it, the Democratic plantation. Oh yeah. Oh, you meat bomb, you bop into this, you vibing. Failed actor. Failed right-wing media star. Rats out all of his friends to the feds. Lies about it. Goes back to court about it. True. I must say, it's probably not the best meme. It may suck to be him. I don't know much about him, but I mean, you know, he's saying the words.
It sucks to be broke and unemployed and turning 40. It sucks to be me. Okay, but listen. We're not all just the sum totals of our careers, right? I mean, there's a lot of ways for people to be accomplished. Right, Anna? Thank you. I mean, like, some people are amazing spouses or great at raising a family, like Kris Jenner or Octomom. I'm kind of pretty and pretty damn smart. I like romantic things like music and art. And as you know, I have a gigantic heart. So why don't I have a boyfriend? Fuck! It sucks to be me.
Good Lord. This is like unhealthy levels of, I know it's supposed to be a meme, but this is one of those memes this is one of those self-deprecating memes that you make that makes the whole squad not laugh, but be concerned for your meds. He didn't make trauma dumping the song. Yeah, this is like a gay minstrel show. This is a gay minstrel show. What the hell am I looking at? Are you guys okay? Are you? I want to do a little spot check with chat. Are you guys all right? Are you being able to? Yeah, I'm concerned champing him. I'm worried for him. I want to. You know what? I'm gonna DM him back and be like, "You okay, buddy? I saw your 'It Sucks to Be Me' music video. I'm genuinely worried for you. This is not a meme." Are you guys all right? Are you guys are are you guys living through this? I mean, he did drop some transphobia, which is giga cringe, but I know he didn't make the song, but you like turning the song into like, oh, hey, look, but it sucks to be me. I'm 40 and I have no job and I'm a failed actor and I don't have a boyfriend. Lamau. I don't know. And being a part of like the walk away movement in Texas, the party that literally wants to make it illegal for your boyfriend to become your husband. All right, whatever, I guess. We need to recommend him therapy. Yeah, maybe.
It sucks to be me, to always be watching my weight, but not have a job and not have a date. It sucks to be me. Okay, so I don't have a spouse either. Or a boyfriend. Or even anybody calling me on the phone asking me for a date. Big fucking deal. So I'm not famous, I really don't care. I'm so much happier, blow drying hair. And having roommates in my 40s feels just so right. Oh Jesus Christ! It sucks to be me. It sucks to be me. Bruce, it fucking sucks to be me, man.
Was that a part of the song? Was that a part of the song where they have like, where they live in an apartment with like roommates and stuff and they don't have like a real house because they're poor? Or did he put that in the song? It's a little bit of trauma dumping. It's making me a little uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie. Does anybody know? Does anybody know that song? I'm the one gay who hates musicals, so I have no idea. Gay people do love musicals. It is true. I don't have a job. I don't have a wife. I don't have a spouse, but I'm not an insurrectionist criminal. Yeah, you got that going for you. I like Hairspray. Do you mean the musical or do you mean like hairdressing? Sound like a Avenue Q ripoff? The musical? Okay. Yeah, I know it's supposed to be like a meme. You know what? We need to make a video like a one-stop shop video for the history of a lot of these conservatives' failed art career. We have to do that, right? Like there's no way that we can't do that. Like with Ben Shapiro's books and Michael Knowles' acting and like Brendan Straka's failed acting career and everything, and a bunch of other conservatives trying to be artists and actors and everything. Dude, like, I don't know. What is it about like going from failed artist to right-wing cringelord? Like this has gone, yeah, like Steven Crowder's failed like comedy career. Like this goes back to even like Hitler. Not saying that these people are Hitler, but I'm saying that like the right-wing failed artist to cringelord pipeline is like right there. And they all take it. Literally the entire Daily Wire is just failed Hollywood writer club, I guess. Ben Shapiro has a chapter in one of his books called, I can't even say, I'm not gonna allow that word because I'm pretty sure it's also banned in Twitch, but good Lord. And you have the right wing embracing crypto and NFT scams? Yeah, because they're the ones pulling the rug. Here's the full show. There's only this Brando one-man show. Oh no, it's an hour long. Well, we gotta watch it. I hope you guys have your popcorn.
Now there's only here giving.
It's unlisted? No.
And brighter than we knew it. Things like music and art.
Why did he unlist this? Why is this unlisted?
Max, get back here. Isn't he cute? He's a millennial, so they just like, he's got to go text. Ladies and gentlemen, Max.
Boyfriend, how do I click book? Dad, I cannot click book. How do I swipe book? Oh. Not the boomer white gay jokes. Not this.
Do not come.
True, Brendan, calm down. He's attractive and has a decent voice. How do you end up like this? Conservatism, it rots the mind.
To be lived and up to your dreams, sing it with me. And suddenly you're finding out facts of life are all about you. Gave way to self-indulgent. And I was popular, no doubt about it, but slowly but surely as the years went by, the people I surrounded myself with began to disappear. And true friends became harder to find. No, not alone.
I can't. I'm not sure if I can do this one. Oh, he's got a friend.
I see the same stars through my window.
Trauma dumping. Is this all trauma dumping? Is this all?
No words can tell the stories my eyes tell. Acoustic guitar and Matt Singer on electric guitar.
Yeah, I gotta.
Loneliness and
I can
regret.
taste the bottom.
Doing cocaine made me feel like having a constant companion, one that kept me company all night long.
Holy crap, this is trauma dumping. What's happening? Is this guy okay? Does he have therapy? He needs, this man needs therapy. This is not even a meme anymore. This guy needs to seek help. He's 40. This is the drama club equivalent of peaking in high school. Yeah, I guess. If he's 40, he's technically a millennial too. In 20, maybe. Yeah, this is a keck wait. Oh no. Wait, he was 40. He was 39 here, but this was like 5 years ago? 6 years ago now? Oh no. Yeah, dude, seek help, Brandon, not see guile. Not see guile. Brandon, no.
But over time, my companion, my friend, became my most insidious enemy. Rather than keeping me company at night, it kept me up all night with paranoid thoughts and delusions. My first AA meeting, and I spoke.
This is about his first. He was an alcoholic too. This guy. This is trauma dumping.
He wasn't a very fast cocaine dealer, so sometimes I'd have an hour and a half to 2 hours to ponder the wisdom, strength, and hope that I'd heard in the meetings.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Okay. It's making me more sure that what we heard was actually real trauma dumping. He really related to the song, and not just because it was a song that he could like meme on. I'd give him a hug if he wanted to become better and he needs help. I'd give him a hug. I would. I'd give him a hug. Wait, dog sees Danny Gonzalez and runs off screaming.
What's nice about this game, though, is it doesn't try to force these in-game purchases on you. The game developers were like, if you want to kill your entire family and swap them out with people that look different... Oh, hello.
You can smell the flop sweat. What is flop sweat? Can somebody tell me that? What is flop sweat? What's that? I'd put a sympathetic hand on his shoulder. Yeah, dude. Why? Why is this guy? That's the best answer that I could ever give. No, that's the best question that I could ever hear. Why is this guy? Good Lord.
Come on, man.
Yeah, true. You okay? Yeah, I'm sipping on nervous juice. Flop sweat is like nervous sweats. Oh, okay. So it's a little bit of monka-s is what you mean. You're monka-essing. I'm doing a little bit of monk-essing. Just let me remind you. I don't know. Maybe it's all starting to make sense why he decided to take this gig of being the crying cage boy, because he viewed this as like another like acting, a part of his like deep-seated want to be an actor from when he was like little. This is genuinely really sad. I wasn't expecting this to go so far, just so you know. Like the latter half of this like little bit on him, I was not expecting. We just found this. This has to be a kink at this point. No, what I really think that he really did want to be an actor, and these are like little acting gigs that he can take, and he can feel like they're acting gigs, and he like puts his heart into acting, and so that's why he was crying, like almost like realistically crying for like half an hour or more, like several hours even maybe, because he really wants to put his heart into it, because he really loves acting. Yeah, acting gig with a fetish. Not everything is a fetish. All you people are always like, oh, it's a fetish, it's a fetish. Yeah, he's just he's a 45-year-old theater kid. He's a 45-year-old theater kid. You know? You see it? Do you see it now? Does it make sense now? Is it all coming together with him being a little 45-year-old theater kid? I see it. Oh man. Well, one of the last things that we can look at is a little meme, which is one of the headline speakers at. I don't even know how to segment off of that. I'm sorry. I don't know how to segue off of that. I'm doing. I don't know how to. Like usually, I know like a little bit of a pivot point. At this point, I have no. I have no clue how to pivot. We just have to like drop it and keep going. It was in the autism cage. Yeah, they put him in the Australian autism cage. Oh no. Yeah, you guys remember that? Do we have any besties in chat who remember the autism cage? The autism cube? Yeah, the site chat is broken. One of the headline speakers for CPAC is a curious little guy. He's not from America whatsoever. Very much to the contrary. He's actually from Hungary. So, yeah, not only is this man from Hungary, he is hungry for illiberal, anti-American, backwards democracy. Viktor Orbán, the dictator from Hungary, was a speaker at CPAC this year. Awake, not woke. And Viktor Orbán decided to come speak about why he believes that the Republican Party is the party for not only America, but for the world. And why this fascist dictator, Viktor Orbán, who obliterated the judicial system and gutted Hungary's constitution so he can be president for life, is right for the Republican Party. Yep. Dark Gru. You've heard of Dark Brandon. Get ready for Dark Gru.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is how we fight. A speech by Prime Minister of Hungary, Viktor Orbán.
I love how he has a theme song as he's coming out. You know what they should have, you know what they really should have played? Because I know he hates Western culture. You're Victor Morbius. Highway to hell. I'm on a yeah, they should have played that. No, they should have played Hungarian Dance number 5. Yeah, what is this? WWE? Doesn't that work better than this? Yeah, it's Randy Orbán. Randy Orbán out of nowhere. RKO from Randy Orbán out of nowhere. Larry the King Lawler absolutely shook to his core. Oh, man. No, he does look like Gru. I told you he's Dark Gru. You thought we were joking?
Thank you, everybody. It's great to be with you. It's fantastic to be here in Texas, the Lone Star State of the great United States of America. If I am correct, Lone Star State means that independence, freedom, and sovereignty are the dearest values in this part of America. If this is true, and it must be true as I look around, then we have something in common, even in Hungary is over 5,000 miles from Dallas. My country, Hungary, is the Lone Star State of Europe.
What he means by that is Hungary is one of the only dictatorships left in Europe. And that's what he means there, really. I mean, kinda. He does kind of sound like Gru. I'm telling you. Poland is working very hard. They're doing their best. Belarus trying very hard as well.
The main difference between our countries is that, unfortunately, the Ewing Oil Company...
Oh, wait, did he say the EU? He said Europe. No, he said Europe. He said Lone Star State of Europe. I think he means EU. I think he means Europe. Because Russia is Europe, we'll talk about it.
He is not paying corporate income tax in Budapest. But independence, freedom, and sovereignty is what we Hungarians fought for in the last 500 years.
So, Viktor Orbán, if you didn't know, do we have any people here who don't know much about Viktor Orbán? Does anybody know much about Viktor Orbán? Does anybody not know much about Viktor Orbán? Is what I meant to say. Me. I know way too much. So you can fill me in if I'm wrong on any of these memes, okay? But Viktor Orbán, all right, is a very prolific figure in Europe, mostly because he has been a part of Hungarian politics for an incredibly long time, since the mid-90s, really. And he has not been a great person, okay? We'll say it that much. He is incredibly racist. He spoke out against race mixing He said that the Hungarian people do not want to be a mixed race people like the degenerate West. He is specifically staunchly against all Western values, one of those being liberal democracy. We'll talk about it, okay? Because these are his words, not mine. But here's a little rundown on Viktor Orbán, Prime Minister of Hungary. All right. He was considered to be one of the first post-Cold War head of government in Eastern and Central Europe who had not been a member of the Soviet-era Communist Party. So he said he hates like a lot of Western values and stuff. Look at how this guy got his start. All right. He got a law degree from Budapest University. The following year, he gained a fellowship and appointed at a Central and Eastern European research group sponsored by the Soros Foundation, a pro-democracy organization created by financier George Soros, just in case if you're wondering which Soros we're talking about. Orbán also became a member of the anti-communist federation Young Democrats. In 1989, he received a scholarship from the Soros Foundation to study political philosophy at Oxford University. That June, Orbán gained wide recognition as he gave a speech about the reburial of former Prime Minister, I'm not going to pronounce that name, leader of the 1956 Hungarian Revolution, in which he called for free elections and the withdrawal of Soviet troops from Hungary. Wow, what a guy. But Shark, this is how he knows Soros is behind everything. True, he got his whole start in life getting money from Soros. Remember, the whole Soros bucks thing? This guy actually literally got off the ground with only Soros bucks. You look in his past and it's literally oops all Soros. Like, I've never actually heard of a politician more closely connected to George Soros and his foundations than this prime minister who claims that he hates George Soros, socialism, democracy, whatever, right? It's incredible. It's truly a wacky meme. He was first elected to the National Assembly in 1990, and then he became prime minister later on. He was kicked out of the party, but then he came back again. As prime minister, Orbán appointed a number of young ministers who had no association to the earlier governments. He also took steps to move Hungary further towards a free market economy. At the time, he claimed the role of Hungary in European affairs and oversaw Hungary's entry into NATO. Right? He stepped down as leader in 2000, but then he came back in 2006. Now, his second term is where things get spicy. From 2010 to 2011, Orbán exploited his party's supermajority in parliament to push through a series of broad legislative measures that culminated to the adoption of the January 1st, 2012, a new constitution embodying conservative moral and religious themes. The new constitution elicited protests both at home and abroad, including a report by the Council of Europe that questioned judicial reforms that curtail the independence of Hungarian courts. So basically what he did is he put in the constitution that you're not allowed to be this country, this is a conservative country with conservative morals, and that's how the country should be formed. He injected it into their bones. And then what he did afterwards to make sure that there was no contest to it is he took away the independence of the courts, making them all puppets to him, making sure that there was no real challenge to any of his congressional wants and needs. Right? And his legislative wants and needs. He can basically do whatever he wants now. Largely in response to foreign criticism, Orbán's government scaled back the proposed media law that would have given his party significant direct control over the press. So they didn't take away the other stuff, but they're like, okay, fine. I know we're going a little far. I guess I'll roll back my plan of trying to control all the media. This guy was unironically trying to make the Papers, Please country in real life. All right. He was trying to do it. He played Papers, Please once, and he was like, we need that, bro. We need that. In 2013, his government continued to implement moderate austerity program and ordered utility companies to reduce charges for all Hungarian households. Wow, that's so cool. He has, my bad, skipping forward a bit. Despite all the opposition's claims that poverty was increasing and the economy was stagnating, as well as accusations of authoritarianism and corruption by his own party, 2014 election results put him back in office. Don't you love that? Don't you love free and fair elections? His government also introduced a new tax on advertising revenue. I know Trump loves the way that this sounds. So that appeared to be specifically targeting at handcuffing the commercial broadcaster RTL, generally viewed as squelching media freedom. So he curtailed an opposition media organization into his third term and his illiberal democracy. In the speech in 2014, Orbán declared that his new government aimed to build a workfare society, which would be illiberal in nature, citing Russia, China, and Turkey as examples of a country that he would like to strive for. So if anybody here is wondering, does he really want to be like a dictator or whatever? I mean, he kind of spells it out pretty concretely in this speech. Orbán's pronouncement highly alarmed the opposition and prompted outraged reactions. Right? It's not like he cared that much. Before Hungarians voted in 2016 on a referendum on the EU's migrant resettlement policy, which asked, do you want the European Union to be entitled to prescribe the mandatory settlement of non-Hungarian citizens in Hungary without the consent of parliament? Which is a very, non-coercive way to write a sentence, right? By the time defense was completed in 2015, Orbán had outraged many observers by criticizing the migrant crisis as a German problem. So many of the migrants wanted to go to Germany, and had joined other Eastern European leaders in rejecting calls for mandatory quotas and letting people stay in the country. He focused on nationalism. He has anti-immigration rhetoric. He hates race mixing. One moment. Viktor Orbán sparks outrage with his attack on race mixing in Europe, he said. I'll do it later. Thank you. I appreciate that. We Hungarians are not mixed race. We do not want to become mixed race, Orbán said. He said that other countries where they are non-Europeans mingle were no longer real nations. Your skin color may be different. You may come to Europe from beyond. But you are one of us. We are proud. Diversity strengthens a nation. It does not weaken it. His opposition wrote. He's very concretely, he hates mixed race people. He hates when people of different skin color have baby, and he's sick and tired of it. I guess. I can see why Adam something left Hungary. Yeah, Hungary is insane under Orbán. He's not a very good guy. He's very bad man. Probably maybe even one of the worst men, I must say. Also, because they have to have a COVID meme, Hungary fared less well during the second wave of the COVID pandemic in late 2020 and the third wave in 2021, when its per capita death rate was among the highest in the world. By the end of 2020, nearly 30,000 Hungarians had died. As it goes, as you do, in a quite a small country as Hungary, 30,000 people dying. Yeah, who cares? It's just like he's doing a great job. Great job. He also said that Nazism and communism happened because the West abandoned their Christian values, which is definitely a reason for why they exist. Yep. Yeah, that's why Hitler happened. Sure. Wet and gushy. Yeah, it's true. It smells wet and gushy. Communism and Nazism is when atheism. So true. So many people are saying this. This is from an Orbán speech. We are willing to mix with one another, but we do not want to become people of mixed races. Today, the situation is that the Islamic civilization, which is constantly moving towards Europe, has realized that the route through Hungary is an unsuitable one, along which it sends its people to Europe. Now, the incursion origins are not in the east, but in the south, and we are occupying and flooding the West. The time will come when we will, the time will come when we have to somehow accept Christians coming to us here to integrate them into our lives. So yeah, very, very normal. He sounded a little bit like Trump when he wanted to do his Muslim ban. You gotta say. Very interesting. So this is the guy who they want to have speak. Not only does he hate the West, he hates America. He 100% hates America. He hates our democracy or whatever semblance of it we really have. He talks about how much he hates gender lunacy, but it doesn't even matter if he hates the country that he's even going to, if he can help push this crazy dictator right-wing ideology even more, this Christian nationalism, racism, and bigotry even more, he's absolutely going to be doing it. And so he's just using them. And you know what? They're even happy to be used. They're happy to be used. They're perfectly happy. They love it. Even Tucker Carlson has Viktor Orbán to speak every now and again. It isn't rare for him to be in American, be speaking in American. For why? Well, because they believe the same things he does. This is disgusting. But this is who the right are.